But all right, I guess I'll bank 4 of those. Then I'll do 2 points to demoralizing cry, and basically make him vulnerable to piercing and slashing for another 3 rounds.
Nice. Woo! Okay.
And then
anything
damage.
Else?
10. Doubled. That's 20.
20 damage.
Did you bank
actually, you did include your own bonuses there? No, you give that to allies, right?
Yeah, I give that to allies. I can't take it myself. Would I get a +2 because of your entropic?
That's only on attack.
Yeah,
+1 because you have...
Oh wait, you get 1 more stun point. You get another stun point. You do get 1 more stun point if you want to use that for something.
You can use a mighty blow and get another 2d6.
Yeah, I can.
A 1d6.
Well, actually, no. I will bank 3 because I got the extra 7. Now I'll lethal blow that.
Oh, okay. So then we'll add 2d6 to the 20. So it's 10 plus
2d6. 6.
16, so it's 32.
32.
But normal armor.
34 because of his extra strength.
Oh, 34.
Yeah.
34. Oof.
Okay. Black King.
Okay.
Any lyrium charge him?
Nah, his lyrium effect is literally worn off, and that's way beyond the 6 meters that you can go. Though we could technically jump it. He sees in the distance his raven, and
Sure.
a box.
Sure.
And the raven drops the box into his hands, going, "I got it, Seth. Come and get me."
Nice. All right. So you get his attention. Nathan is up. He will move. I think Nathan is going to move up here. That will hit. He doesn't have any stunts. That's okay. So this is just straight up damage. He gets the bonus to his damage? Yes?
No? 1. +1.
Okay. 26 points of damage. Okay. Now I believe Lento can act normally.
Yes.
Because we skipped 3 of his turns.
Yeah.
So he is going to teleport right next to the Black King. Now, Black King, he is going to try to grab, so you're going to have to do an opposed might. Unless you, or whatever roll you think is appropriate as he's trying to grab. I guess you could also say Dex to try to, like, keep it away from him too. Whatever is higher. Might or Dex, whatever's higher.
I think it will be strength, it will be brawling, technically. Yeah.
It's probably able to be added. Ooh,
20.
That's good.
He got a 22.
He has a -2 to attacks, so if it's technically an attack,
it's a opposed check though.
It's a opposed check, not an attack. Attack's different.
Yep.
So at least just for a brief moment, he grabs it from your hand. At least you can grab it back from him, but that'll be the only thing he'll be able to do this turn. So he will grab it from your hand. That will be the only thing he can do. Bomb is next.
Mind you, this is a chest, not an orb.
Oh, a chest. Thank you.
Yes.
So, he grabs the chest. Gotcha. So he grabs the chest. I think Bomb doesn't know what the chest is, so he's just gonna go over to
hit him
Corypheus and just hit him.
Gets +4 to his attack roll.
Oh, yeah, that hits. Yep, that hits. And then
+1 to damage.
Thank you. So that's 20 damage.
And it's bludgeoning, so that's doubled, right, Russo?
Double.
So that's
40.
Wait,
40
did you include
damage.
Did you include the +1 there?
I did.
So 40.
40 damage. All right. Pasha.
I'd just like to check. Rosie is safely on the floor. She's being tended to. She's
correct.
Okay. That's good.
You can fly wherever you want to fly.
Yeah, Pasha is gonna get Vala to fly her over here. And she would like to non-lethally sack Daniel.
Yes.
+4 to hit.
23.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
Plus 1 damage.
24 damage.
Okay.
Wait, it's slashing. That's doubled to 48.
Right, and it is non-lethal.
Non-lethal.
So, Pasha, you have successfully knocked out Corypheus. You have knocked him out.
I like to imagine as she just, get out of my son! Like, just right in the top of his head as she's going over. Just, no!
So before we continue, like, we're gonna break initiative, but I'm just gonna reiterate that if Corypheus dies at any point, he will body jump to the closest tainted creature. So, just letting you know, he will...
We've only got 3 options.
So, unpause.
4, actually.
4, yes.
4, technically.
Yeah.
I'm going to immediately grab Leon and pull him back and say, "Boom! Step back."
I was trying to grab onto Rosie, because she's very hurt.
I'm running to Rosie, and I'm going to run Rosie, and I just say, I got her.
Also, Leon is very hurt, so he can't put up much resistance against Daratham's.
Yeah, I'm not like dragging you away from Rosie. I'm just dragging you away from Daniel.
Yeah.
So move like down right here, I guess.
Leon, what I will say is, realistically, I feel like at some point you would have talked to Theoben about the concoction that he does, that he can make to stop the blight from affecting you, but you probably will need help to get that potion brewed.
In my very bloodied state, I go, I've been tainted. He got me. I've got the recipe in my bag. It's page 13 of book. It's a red book.
I'm looking through it already.
Okay, so if you want, you can a potion roll. Is there like an alchemy roll or potion roll to make potions?
No, there's only poison mixer. It's just cunning probably.
Okay, so just cunning.
Just flat cunning.
Just do flat cunning.
All right, I'll try it with so
Leon.
plus 2 then. So.
Do I use my cunning as well, or?
Yeah, because you're making things specifically with plants and stuff. Go ahead and add an additional +2 to this.
Can I use?
So then, Leon, I'll add 2 more to you. So then that's plus.
What did you ask me, Sam?
Can I use natural lore?
Yes, you may. Yes, you
Okay,
may.
so +4 on the top of your normal cutting natural lore.
+4 on top. Yeah.
So 18.
18.
You will be able to create the concoction fast enough to the point that you believe it will be able to stop the taint from spreading.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna chug that down.
But because of that, I'm going to say that Leon and Daratham will be distracted during whatever conversations is happening next.
That is totally fine with me.
Also, with Rosie, let me do that as well before we start getting into conversation. Go ahead and roll your medicine roll.
Yeah. I'm checking her out, like trying to do my best. Like I'm pulling out like herbs and all that. So 16.
Okay. Here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Rosie's, because she was being pulled by the limbs, her legs and her arms are broken, which basically takes her out of commission because she needs her arms to cast her magic. But she definitely needs medical attention right now.
Yeah, so I'm doing my best. I'm like bandaging up. I'm like pulling all the like medical stuff I've got from a medical bag, and I'm doing my best. I am full focused.
She is still wailing in pain. I don't know if you have something to numb the pain.
I will give her some elf fruits. I'll like just give her like a couple of elf fruits, like mix them together and like give her a drink. Like I am doing my best. Anything I have in my medical bag that will numb the pain, I'm focusing on Rosie.
She's got like tears streaming down, like her face is red, and she's like, "Leon, it hurts."
I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry.
It's gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay.
She's still gonna continue crying in pain, but let's jump to other role playing that's happening with Daniel Linto. So I will start with Pasha, because she knocked him out first. So, what's going on with Pasha? Is she like covering him? Is she like what is she doing?
Pasha takes up a defensive position over Daniel, and she's looking at the Black King. I imagine that she is a little bit, like, you can tell she's nervous. This is a gigantic creature. Pasha is 5'5", and she's just a very average-sized woman. So I imagine there's a certain degree of nervousness there, but her gaze is very steely. She is looking the Black King in the eyes and says, "You have a fight with the creature inhabiting this body. Fine, I don't care about that, but this body is mine. I will not let harm come to it."
And the Black King, you can tell, especially during the battle, that this is very similar to a mother protecting her child.
Yes. Yes. Basically, the Black King just looks at Daniel, looks at Pasha, looks back at him again. It just keeps looking back at them for like roughly about 3 minutes, but doesn't say anything. It just grabs the chest, pulls it away from their arm's reach, and just slowly slips away.
So you slip away. All right, that's fine. Okay. What Keep going. What happens next?
He says to Aaron, because even though he's like miles away, going, "We're done here. We're letting him live for now, till he's out of that body."
Yes, my liege. Aaron looks very nervous by that, but he obeys. I think for right now, Nathan is going to, crowd Rosie, and Baum is... I think, honestly, Baum, he's just gonna walk away, and he's just gonna move over here, and he's just not looking in that direction at all. Definitely not at Rosie. And... yeah, I think those are the NPCs. So continue the role-playing.
At this point, are we done with the potion?
Yeah, you can be if you'd like.
I turn back, and I'm always going to stay further away from Daniel than any other Darkspawn is, mostly the Black King. Making sure that it's further away. And I'm going to kind of look and say, "If we have a chance to kill him, is that your artifact that can teleport?"
It can create portals to any place that any person desires who basically wields the weapon. It is a very powerful weapon. It can even break through to the Fade itself, and more importantly, into the Black City. This is something that I do not want him to have.
No.
Andriel's bow is very, very powerful, and it can be misused by Corypheus if he tries to go into the Black City yet again, as he did eons ago. Hence why I'm taking it, and I'm bringing it back home to Fortuna to seal it away for good in my own personal vault filled with traps, gas, and other enchantments.
Your Majesty, I completely agree with that plan, but that fucker is still alive.
Yes, but sadly, because of your, I would say, 2 foot by 2 inches shorter than me, friend of yours, she just wanted me to harm the boy. I would rather wait until he's out of that body before I can actually have a chance. I am a man of my word. I do take things into consideration, not that completely heartless.
Could I check Pyrus to see if there's a way to, reach in and grab Corypheus?
Ritual.
Yeah, like some sort of ritual.
Don't we have a Radonus's ritual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has to go somewhere.
Oh.
So we can rip him out.
And try to put him in the Black King
go?
and then blow him up, maybe.
I'd rather not, destroy a 5-mile area.
It's the Anderfels. It's already destroyed.
You're in the you're in the middle of nowhere essentially. Weishaupt is not within range, within a 5-mile range, so it's a lot of desert. You're in the middle
also,
of desert.
I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to... Go ahead.
If he does blow up, you guys will all die.
You gotta get out of dodge.
But I think we can't get out of dodge quickly.
Of 8,800 yards.
Our dragon flies across half the map in a day.
Yeah, they can move fast. You can tell.
We can move faster. Like we can...
Basically, we'll be, instead of the Normandy, it's a spectral dragon outrunning the Reaper explosions.
That's right, the blast.
In theory, I will say, the Black King, in theory, you believe that once Corypheus jumps into your body, you have some time before he completely takes over you that, you can let them escape, in theory, before you blow yourself up.
But also, we'd lose the Black King, and, he still has...
Yeah.
Correct. A price will have to be paid if you guys want to do this.
Also, I'm not doing this, but I want someone to tie and hog tie Daniel. Basically.
Can I say that Pasha, I think she has tied him up. Can Pasha make a roll to see what she knows about collaring mages as a Kunari? Just because if, as we see with the Cerebas, they can't cast magic unless their rod thing lets them to. So she's kind of like, could we jerry-rig a collar for him, and then we could just cart him around until we find a Savage Dark.
Go ahead and roll.
What am I doing? Would that be Cunning Cune?
I would say so.
13.
You're not sure.
Damn it.
You're not sure.
Could I ask Pyrus if there's a way to put the souls to sleep, so that it's like a stasis state, so that he can't wake up, he can't really do anything?
Pyrus says, I will double check, but I don't believe so. And he'll flip through his pages. I don't think there's anything like that within my pages, boy.
Boy.
So,
Someone,
go ahead.
Sorry, someone figured out how to keep them asleep. That has to be written down somewhere.
Oh, we still have the grimoire. Maybe that can help us.
You can take a look.
Because it's spiritual magic, right? It's magic.
You can take a look if you'd like.
Is
that what you're gonna do?
I technically got the grimoire.
As Leon starts to look through the grimoire, Daretham's gonna kind of walk up to the Black King and Pasha, and still away from Daniel, and say, assuming we can't find another solution, seems like we have to let him go. Keep him captured, but still potentially dangerous. Or transfer the soul, which would require blood magic. And he looked towards Pasha as he says that. But it's technically a way to save him, if Your Majesty, you are willing to do that.
What we more likely will have to do is we'll have to find an empty vessel. Someone who does not have a soul of an old god and is not already on Wicked Darkspawn.
Well, you
Can we
do
just
have
do it?
an immediately dead dragon over there.
Do you really want to give him the body of a dragon, though?
Hi, dragon, I really don't.
Oh, what about
Is there-
that mage who was turned into abomination? I'm sure there's still something left of the body.
Probably the donations probably has been burnt
I'm
already.
sure Weishaupt took the body.
Yeah.
They took it and they probably burnt it already, I imagine.
Probably. Yeah, most likely.
No.
Could we find a non-awakened Darkspawn? No offense.
I mean, this is the Neanderthals. You'll probably find a few Darkspawn around here, but depends if
That
you can
wouldn't
be
help
able to
any.
find
He
them.
would just reawaken again. He's like an archdemon.
What about a small creature like a rabbit or something?
A nug.
What about Mr. Bun? Sorry.
He is a demigod, so unfortunately he's a little out of our park. Yeah. So
Does it have to be human?
It has, well, according to the ritual, it does have to be human, elven, dwarven, like not a beast.
Humanoid.
Humanoid.
The Black King opens up the chest. People can see the bow. It looks like it's in pieces, but actually it's not, because it's actually powered by magic. He actually pulls the bow, and so therefore it releases a magic arrow. He points it to the nearest rock, which I believe is right here. And it opens up a rift into Fortuna. I hope he's bound.
He is.
Russia. Good. His punishment shall be settled there. We will more likely find a subject for the body to be used. Though technically, obviously, he could hop into anyone, but again, we will go deep underground for that to happen. I know my wife is going to fucking hate me for bringing him here. But it is the only other option that I can think of.
We can also ask the architect. He may have an insight or two.
Yes. Yes, he will also be present. But my wife's still going to fucking kill me regardless. Knowing her. Anyway, let us move on to Fortuna.
Are we all going?
Yes!
And was I able to find any sort of seal or anything just to, keep him asleep?
In the grimoire.
Did Russo give the grimoire? Wait, did Russo give the grimoire to Leon?
Yeah, I've had it.
I assume that we're tag teaming because.
Sure.
It's
Can
an
we both
element.
just roll research?
Yeah, cunning research, please.
Wow, I rolled awful.
Oh man. 16 for me.
Leon, in Flemeth's grimoire, you will be able to see a ritual that essentially allows you to spiritually seal someone out of character. It's the same seal that Corypheus was sealed, using the blood of Hawk. But, again, this is a ritual that will allow somebody to seal somebody in a prison. You get the idea that if somebody was sealed in the past with this method using somebody's blood, like the blood of D'Artagnan, it'll be more effective if you use the same blood.
So I'm going to reveal this to the party and then look at Pasha and say, well, your blood is the most effective. It's to keep him safe, at least for now.
And here's the catch. This is essentially a blood magic spell, and the person who is using the blood, they are the ones that has to cast it. You don't have to be a mage to cast it, but whoever is doing it has to essentially cast blood magic to seal it. That's the catch.
And it's like an auto success because it's a long ritual.
And it's an
stuff.
auto success. It is an auto success.
But it's just the act of doing it, yeah.
But that's an option. That's an option.
Yes! Darethan just looks at Pasha.
Pasha.
Darethan like this or like yeah, he just looks at Pasha.
– 20 years. Tell me what to do.
All right. And then he starts instructing Pasha.
Right. I like to imagine every so often, like, if she can, like, have little outbursts, there'll be, like, a flurry of incuna of just, like, why am I doing this? Why am I... okay, I'll slash my thing. Like, there's lots of, like, oh, no. Oh, no. Why?
Yeah, I just want to collect 2 vials of blood from this dragon, as I've been collecting blood from
and
the
I will
dragon.
take those vials from you.
Aww. Okay, no, that's fine.
Aha! Oh!
So, yeah, Leon's like, blood! Aw.
You will find yourself in Fortuna, the Darkspawn, awakened Darkspawn city, and it'll be a buzz as you hear the citizens go, "His Highness has returned! His Highness has returned!" And as the Black King is making his way through the city, everybody, of course, is going to get down in one knee and bow. And I'm going to say that one of the Darkspawn, this Darkspawn radio is named Livia. Livia will see you approach, and she will also get down on one knee and says, "Your Highness, you have returned. I trust that your outing was somewhat fruitful?"
Yes. Yes, it was. The matter needs to be more attended immediately before any more words can be spoken out of me. No, I'm going to get a scolding from this former wife. Maker!
Do you want me to fetch Her Highness?
She's going to kill me, so yes.
Of course. And she will pass by Dartham, and as she passes by, she doesn't even look at you. She just gets, you're facing this way, she's facing that way, and she just whispers, "Is it scratched?"
He will just show the staff. He's done his best to keep it flawless. I don't know if it is scratched or not, but he's
so far it's fine. It's good.
He just shows it.
Good job, Butcher. Good job. And with that, she will walk by.
We helped, if it's alright, we helped Rosie on Valor. In the meantime.
Yeah, she is. If you don't have her on a stretcher of some sort,
we're putting on a Valor.
Super painful.
So I would ask Patra, would it be okay if we put Rosie on Valor? She can't move.
Of course. I imagine Pasha's carrying Daniel. I don't know how tall she's gonna try and carry. So, can I just ask, the D'Artagnan binding ritual, will that permanently lock in, this soul belongs to this body, you ain't gonna be able to separate them? Or will it just put him to sleep for a little bit, and then we can unbind him when we're ready, and then separate the two?
Do we have to swap out before we bind?
Well, if you did that, then you would have to bind the host first, right? Is that what you're saying? Because if you're binding Daniel, then you take Corypheus out of Daniel. Now Corypheus is no longer sealed because you took him out of the body.
So to make it,
you need to do the swap first.
You need to do the swap.
And then bind.
Yeah.
In that case, Daniel is just knocked out, and maybe Pasha, every so once he stirs, just knock him out again. There we go.
So if you want to somehow transfer Corypheus into another body, whether it's killing Daniel and therefore he'll jump into the nearest tainted creature, or do the Archon Redonis ritual and move him into a humanoid vessel.
Yeah, if we did that, move him to an untainted vessel, he can't really affect the Darkspawn. Move him to a non-mage. That's probably his best.
And then you can, if you want, you can seal the new vessel.
Yeah.
Seal the new vessel.
But who would be the new vessel?
That's the question.
Black King has someone in mind.
Aaron?
Well, we explain all this to the Black King, and I assume Raziel when she comes up, so...
Yes.
We had best be quick.
Yeah, Raziel will emerge, and she will say... Does the Black Queen have a name for you, Black King? Does she just call you Black King, or does she have an actual nickname for you?
No, she actually just calls him by his first name, Adrian.
Adrian. Okay. She will return. She will come out and she will say, "Adrian, you're back. Your children have been asking if you would bring them back any gifts when you return."
Alright, but a gift, alright. One good, one bad.
She looks at the rest of the group and she will say, "And you've brought the Dragon Chakra avatars with you."
Yes. That's not the main concern here.
Oh? She looks puzzled.
I'm surprised you're unable to detect his taint.
She looks towards the Daniel and she says, "Oh, is that Sethius in there?
Mm-hmm.
She kind of hisses at the body.
I know, it's rather barbaric, even though I would have liked to kill him, but a certain little midget wouldn't let me.
Why would you not kill him?
Again, the midget wouldn't let me!
She looks towards Apasha and she says, "What is the meaning of this? He is a major threat to all of Thedas."
This body is my son, and I will not see him harmed.
You put him into a concussion! That's more harm than enough!
Kill the thing inhabiting him. Be my guest, get rid of that, but if he can be recovered, Dandelion, I have to try. I can't just slit his throat and say, well, that was it.
She will say, "From one mother to another, I understand. I may not like the overall outcome, but I understand. What do you propose?"
We need to force Corypheus out of this body and into another. That's the problem, though. The other body, we don't exactly have one.
We may have one for you. Some dwarven explorers from Orzammar came and found our city, and they attacked. They did not survive when they attacked.
Then we can use those. This is a good thing. Yeah, and she's looking at the other avatars like, yes, we can do this.
If there's no soul in them, then it would probably be for the best and easiest.
Yes.
Tyranny's saying
Dwarves cannot use magic, so that further hampers his abilities.
Yes. So we need to go deep down below into the dark, underneath the palace. Follow me.
You will follow the Black King, and I'm sure the Black King knows a suitable place to... I'm assuming this is where you want to ultimately seal Corypheus? Okay. The Black Queen will also follow and carry the bodies of a dwarf. One of the bodies of the dwarf that had been attacked. It looks like the dwarves... gosh. What is the name of the dwarves that they cut off their tongue? They cut off their tongues, sisters. I think. The Silent Sisters. It's a Silent Sister. So, I'm gonna say that if you want to roll a cunning knowledge roll on dwarves, or you can. But anyway, she will take, in the interest of time, she will take you over to the chamber. I'm assuming that Rosie, however, is in some sort of infirmary.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one around, I will take her to the infirmary. If it's alright, I'm gonna look at everyone.
Yes,
I'll go.
There is an infirmary. They've got like hurtlock mages ready to go. They are quite equipped with alchemy.
I look at the avatars. Do you want me to stay with her just for now?
Please, I need to see this through, but I'm really worried for her.
I look at the rest of the party, see if they're fine.
Yep.
Go.
Good luck. And I'm gonna go with them in the infirmary with Rosie. So
you guys will make your way deep into the tides, and you will reach some sort of, natural chamber that looks suitable to imprison as Magister Siderial, apparently. What do you do?
So transfer the soul using Radonis's ritual from Daniel into the dwarf, then seal the dwarf using D'Artagnan's ritual. Yes, no?
Yes. My blood is a little low. He's still very hurt. I may need some donors.
I'm
He's
sure
mine.
all the officers should be fine.
Or we do with him permanently.
Is there a way to deal with him permanently?
If he dies while in an untainted body, will he jump or will he just die?
He'll jump to the nearest one.
Yeah,
He'll jump. Okay, so then we got him in prison, unless the Black
If
King
we
does
do
his
the
thing.
lyrium bomb thing.
Is Leon doing it during the ritual
Yeah,
to swap
I'll
the body?
need some donor
the vessel?
blood because I don't have enough.
Pasha will. It's for her kid. She'll do it.
Okay. How much do you need?
How much do I need? Do you want me to do a blood magic roll and you'll decide based off that?
Yeah, do a blood magic roll. I'll
The
decide
staff
based
should
on-
add. Does Pyrus add a bonus?
Pyrus will add a
it'll
plus
be
2 to
21.
this. Okay. Yeah. You will, in order to do this transfer, you will need 30 points, 30 hit points, basically. 30 hit points. You rolled what you needed to roll for the blood magic roll, and yes, it does seem like the soul of this Siderial gets transferred into that of this Silent Sister. And as soon as that happened, you start to see one of the fingers of the Silent Sister start to twitch, as if she's about to wake up.
Can I just blunt weapon attack?
Yeah, go ahead. Whap. We'll just say you do it.
Everybody just whaps at the same time.
Hang on, I actually have a bulk effect. There we go.
But you believe if you want to seal him, you're
Quickly,
gonna have
Pasha.
to act quickly.
Now,
You're gonna have to act quickly.
and then I start directing her. I'm assuming there's like a little symbol on his forehead, on the Silent Sister's forehead.
Yeah. So, you will help Pasha quickly create an arcane circle. And then, Pasha, if you're going to do this, then yeah, you're going to have to slit yourself again. And then do a magic roll. Do a magic roll.
Pasha has no
Do we get any
magic.
bonuses from Pyrus or
Yeah,
Leon
you'll
or
get
anything?
some bonuses.
That's an 11.
Yes! You needed that. So, you will do that, and you will magically see this. I guess you're gonna see like these magical tendrils, red magical tendrils, surround the body of the Silent Sister, and it just kind of pulls her into the ground, like just straight right into the ground. And it happens within a matter of seconds. And then there's this big like force rush that rushes through the chamber. And at that moment, boom, in that instant, Daniel Lento sits up. And he's just looking around.
Pasha is like leaning over him, like I think she's maybe snapped. Like, can he? Like, is his vision okay? Can he hear stuff? What just?
I'm gonna poke Daretham as well and say, "Can you use any spirit magic to see whose soul that is?"
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly. I have my detect emotions journeyman thing, so maybe I can use that alongside a spirit roll just to double check who this is.
Go ahead, roll your spirit roll while you're rolling to check.
The roll is a 19.
Okay. I will get to you in a moment. Daniel's eyes will start to adjust. He's looking at Pasha's in the face. He blinks a little bit. Tamazran? He says.
Dandelion! And she's grab him, hug him. She's crying, her eyes out. And she's probably speaking in Cunlat, so he may not understand her, but she's saying, I searched for so long and you're here! You're finally here!
Am I dead? He asks.
No, you're not dead! You're not dead! You're fine! You're better than fine!
Yeah, so Dandelion is still adjusting because he's... Who knows what this boy's been going
And
through.
like a few months to a year of...
Yeah. What's been going on? And while this is happening, I think the Black Queen turns to the Black King, and she says, "Do you have any regrets that you didn't destroy Corypheus, Adrian?"
He's just there silently. He just doesn't say anything. He's just like trying to process everything. And like,
For what it's worth, Your Highness, I think you did a good thing. And your niece would be happy to see that you didn't die in the process.
True.
So it's for social play time?
My spirit roll, Daniel's...
Yes. You do definitely feel like, well, you have never met Daniel before,
right?
But you have a feeling.
I know what Sethius feels like, so.
It's definitely not Sethius.
Yeah. So I will just give a nod to Leon, just to Tira.
True.
I have a list of.
I never actually planned any of this. Originally, he was supposed to die.
Yeah. We can talk about it in the vlog,
yeah.
Mecca. Like what would have happened if you had killed yourself, but. This is okay too. Callista's like, yeah, this is okay. I like this.
Darethim is gonna head over to next to Darren and just hug her and just, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. That whole battle that we just had was definitely the scariest one yet, with everybody being mind controlled. I'm glad that we're down to 4 Magister Siderials, but
Agreed.
even then, that's still 4.
Sorry I didn't try to save you right away.
Oh, there's no reason to apologize for that, love. I'm personally more concerned about Rosie, if I was being perfectly honest.
Yeah, I really was.
I'm also getting worried about what would have happened to Leon if worse things had happened to Rosie. Because,
Yeah.
angst.
And he'll just give her a gentle kiss.
She will return it back.
And just kind of... And it's funny, in his brain, he just kind of stands there with her, and it's just like, Sethius is gone. Huh. He's just can't get that thought out of his head, and that's it for now.
He's gone, as in he's sealed.
Yeah.
Not destroyed.
He's not dead,
sealed.
but he's gone, so...
The Black Queen will see the kiss, and then she's just gonna turn to the Black King, and she'll be like, "Oh, wasn't that romantic?" And she sort of like leans in, like with her cheek. She leans in with her cheek. "Wasn't that romantic, Adrian?"
He's slowly rolling his eyes. He does take his helmet off for the first time in, I think, a while, and does actually give her. Actually, he doesn't give her a kiss on the cheek. He gives her a kiss on the lips.
That definitely surprises the Black Queen, because you certainly have never done that in public. And when that happens, she faints. She falls over and she collapses. And she's out
actually
cold.
grabs
She's
her
out
and
cold.
basically holds her bridal style.
Okay, you hold her bridal style, but she's still like, she's like, "This is the best day ever," and she's gone. She's out. She's gone.
He's just rolling her eyes, going, "Jesus fucking Christ! It was just a kiss,
Woman."
I have a number of people I want to talk to, but I have 20% of my blood and 20% of my mana. So after all the sealing is done, Leon's going to knock out.
So, would it be fair to say that Leon just stayed, like, passed out in the chamber, like, down below right after the whole blood thing?
Sure.
Okay. I'd like to say after a certain point, Russo was the only one that kind of stayed down there after everyone left, and if there's, like, a little cliff that faces into the chasm, he's just gonna kind of sit on it and stare into the far distance. He'll take a brief look into the mirror just to see what Balin's doing before setting it down on his side.
Yeah, so You actually see Balin. He is in the Guardians' hideout, known as Haven, and he actually seems to be at a beach, because there is like a sort of like a man-made beach within Haven, and he seems to be building some sandcastles similar to, it looks like your house back in Navarra. He's sort of building a sand house, and there actually is a couple other children there playing with him. And you can see that Violetta is, I would say that she's sort of sitting close by, within eye shot of him. She's not watching him, but she can at least glance up at him, and she seems to be like reading a book.
And then he'll just kind of be there waiting for Leon to wake up. Whenever Leon wakes up.
Eventually, Leon wakes up.
Where's Rosie? Is she fine?
They're all upstairs. You okay?
Whew, that took a lot out of me, and that was scary.
You know, Leon, when you approached me earlier about how it felt to find out I was something else and how you felt similar, the answer I kind of gave you there was a little, well, for lack of a better word, malarkey. I didn't feel comfortable to say right there.
Oh, how do you feel then?
How I felt when I found out I was a scaled one. It kind of felt like everything was just torn away from me in that split second. Like nothing could really fix it. And I don't think there's anything anyone can say to me to really make me get over it, because how do you? But what I want to pitch to you, Leon, considering you're coming to terms with this whole Arthemial soul thing, just accept it at your own pace and know it's going to be with you.
Yeah. I feel the world is ripped away from you, and you found that, well, what you thought was you, what everything around you just sort of breaks away. It is abstracted, and you lose your sense of self. And I mean, I had a rough time with it, and your words did help me a lot, but once the mirror's shattered, it stays shattered.
No, I'm not asking you to fix the mirror, Leon. I'm saying that there's no easy path. You just kind of have to pick it up and don't let it hold you.
Yeah, no, I agree. When after my knockout from Tyrion, I had a dream where I guess Leon, the other half of me, was in my mind telling me to do things, and I mean, what right do I really have when I'm, well, squatting in his own body? But after a while, squatters' rights kick in, and you have to live with yourself, and you just sort of build your own house, even if it's, well, in someone else's body. Yeah.
Well, Leon, considering that body would have died anyway, take advantage of it.
Yeah, no, I'm not planning on giving it back. I'm glad I have, well, a friend, a guardian, someone who ensures that I don't use blood for nefarious purposes. A friend.
Yeah. And what I did say the last time about Violetta is I do think it would help you if you saw her.
Yeah. We're at the Black City, so they must have a way of, seeing her, right?
Well, could be some time. We still got the other sidereals to hunt down.
Woof. If it's anything like what we just went through,
it'll probably be worse because there's more of them.
Ooh-wee. I think we need to do a lot more research.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this to you, but I'm happy to say it to everyone else. What we did for Corypheus, I'm not game to do that for the rest.
We need a more permanent solution, I agree.
And as many protections as they have, we might have just made them someone else's problem later on.
Yeah, robbing tomorrow to pay for today. We need to find a way to end them. I liked what the Black King said about, destroying their body in the Fade. I think maybe that's what's giving them the power. The dual body and souls intertwined into the Fade.
Yeah. Alright, and then he's gonna kind of pick himself back up and then just scrape all of his belongings up. Go see Rosie.
Yeah, I need to. He's gonna sort of hobble it out.
Pasha is good to talk because she wants to talk to Tyrion. So,
all right. How about we set this? How about we set up where you're with? I imagine Pasha would be worrying about Rosie.
I think once she makes sure that Dandelion/Daniel, whichever he prefers, is okay, she'd get him settled down somewhere with maybe a drink and a blanket just to be like.
Yeah, you can. I was going to say, realistically, you might have a lot of questions for him, but he might still be kind of, what's going on? So maybe if you want to have a conversation with him afterwards, you may.
Yeah. There is a squad of hurtlocks, and there is a hurtlock mage that literally did follow us in, so they are pretty much for aid. So the hurtlock mage is coming now, assisting, basically just making sure that he gets the food supplies that he requires. So pretty much he is in safe hands, and they do speak perfectly modern languages.
I'm going to say that maybe Pasha with the Hurlock mages, because we left Tyrion in the infirmary, so they're going to take him to the infirmary, just so that they can check him out and all of that. And I imagine that Pasha would maybe go and check on Rosie to see how she's doing.
Tyrion, yeah. I imagine Tyrion, I imagine there's beds. There's maybe a bed for Rosie. She's there, I imagine she's resting, and I'm sitting in the bed, on a stool, just watching her closely.
Yeah. The hurlock mages are basically just obviously doing their normal procedures. They actually do have our researchers. They actually have I would say 15 bookshelves worth of medical research.
Nice.
So they keep up the check. They keep up the check.
But
they steal the books.
but I'm sort of I'm sitting there as they're done with everything. I'm just there sitting.
Pasha pokes her head through the door and just, how's she doing?
She'll recover, but it's gonna be trauma.
Yes,
it's gonna be trauma.
She'll be doing fine. Obviously, just needs a bit of sugar. Just needs some bread. Some well-rained rest. Obviously, the bone healing. It's obviously going to take quite a lot of time because obviously we know how to amend broken bones down here. But yeah, we're on top of it. We're on top of it.
That is good to hear.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. I'll watch over her.
Tyrion, I did want to speak with you, actually.
Fine enough, I also did want to, but apologies if I wasn't able to speak with you before. I need some time alone, so apologies. But I'm free. He sort of stands up. You want to talk here or away?
If Rosie's knocked out and the Hurlock Mage is doing their own thing, then it is fine here. I wanted to apologize for how I reacted in Kirkwall. You did not understand what I meant, and rather than explain, I chose to lash out, and I do apologize.
And I also apologize because I was soundingly rude, not knowing, and use my experience on yours, so that I am sorry. But
I would like to try and explain, if I may.
He takes a stool, sits down, he gives a stool to you. Best for you. Best we take a seat.
Take my hand.
He takes it, a little bit shaking.
I'd like to try something, if you were willing.
He nods.
Hark, we can use our chakra thingamabobber to speak.
Yes.
Would it be possible to use our chakra thing to share memories?
I am going to say that with the latest dragon that you absorbed the power from, you innately believe that A, you can do that, and B, I think that this is something that Rousseau will realize as a scaled one. So, Rousseau, feel free to tell the group this if you'd like at some point, but nobody else will naturally know this. Rousseau, you just have this feeling that with this gained power, you have the ability to control the range that your telepathy, your telepathic connection spreads out to. In other words, you have the ability to limit it so that the Magister Siderials will most likely not hear you.
All right. But anyway.
But it still is only telepathic with the other avatars only. Yeah. Nobody else, just the avatars. Go ahead.
Okay, so Pasha will she's holding Tyrion's hand, and she kind of regresses into her mind, and she's trying to drag Tyrion on this journey with him in first person mode, just so that Tyrion can be properly like in the action. And you find yourself in a cell, gray stone walls, the wooden door, and you're in kind of like, not exactly like a fetal position, but your back is against the wall, and you've kind of got your hand over your ears, and you can just hear Pasha, 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 from bouncing around the room, and then, come along, little duckling, why are you waiting? And then a laugh that you can identify it as Dartham's, but it is far crueler than you have ever heard. And there is a sound of burning and something crackling, maybe a tree, and so many screams. And it's all bouncing around. It seems like it's coming from that corner, then the floor, then behind your eyes, and then through the door. And finally you hear like this crash of thunder and the sound of rain, and you look up, and there is, at the very top of the cell, there is a window, and you can see it is bright sunshine out. There is no rain. This is entirely within your own mind. and then suddenly your lungs are filled with water. As you're struggling to breathe, you're being held by your shoulders. There's this kind of inky blackness kind of floating at the peripherals of your vision, almost like kind of like the void, and then you realize, no, that's hair. Pasha has long hair. And it's kind of creating this sort of tentacled effect. And then you are dragged out of the water as these two men are shouting at you in Cunlat, but again, Pasha's memory, so it is translated. And they're saying, what is the will of the Cune? You will define the will of the Cune. And you open your mouth, and again, Pasha's voice comes out, and she's responding, the will of the Cune is that, and then as mid-sentence, plunged under the water again, filling your nose and your mouth, and it's like your lungs are on fire as you're just struggling to breathe. And then it fast forwards again, and you're tied to a chair, straps around your wrists, and a woman is circling, and she's saying, okay, and what did you do in Kirkwall? Well, I looked after 2 children, and your mind is so foggy. Like the words are trying to come out, but it's like your brain is like, no, don't do that. Your tongue is made of lead. And as the woman kind of comes round, she smiles, and her teeth, again, very much like Dartham's. There's a guard stood at the door, and his face begins melting almost, kind of dripping like candle wax off his face. And then you look down at your hand, and you see just blackness spreading, the blight coursing, the skin bubbling as it begins racing up. And then you hear the woman say, we've given her too much. Try again tomorrow. And Pasha will, at that point, shunt you back. Just stand there. There you go. That was what... Are you all right?
Yeah. Oh, that was surreal. Oh.
Glad that actually worked. That is what I had to deal with the last time I returned home. And as I said, I made it out. Memories intact for the most part. I am still myself. Because I have interacted with a blood mage, and because of what I've just done, I will have to be reset. And you compared it to yourself. That is, I think you've got it the wrong way round, Tyrion. You said that Amerin broke you, and I disagree with that. As painful as this might be to hear, I think Amerin made you. Every scream you uttered echoes down the corridors of your mind. Every tear you shed ripples like a pond to your present, granting connection. Does that make sense?
He's slack-jawed, like, yeah. Turned me into an obsession. Not just from him, but from me.
This might sound rather callous, Tyrion. And before you say it, yes, I am well aware I am a hypocrite.
Aren't we all?
I think you need to let go, Tyrion. I think...
He chuckles. Let go. It's been done. The obsession that Amarin created in me, well, I was obsessed for him. And the obsession brought his death.
Just because he's dead doesn't mean he's gone. You are chained. I see them. Anyone with eyes can see them.
Yeah, I know. But what's the point when the thing you believed in for so many years, just shatters in front of you? Everything you believed, everything you followed, everything you went. What doesn't matter next? I look in my hands, and the only thing I see is stained blood. Blood to the people I helped, and blood to the people I hurt. After all of this, I can't see myself getting out scot-free. There's only one path I can truly see. And he's gonna. He offers his hand, and he this time will sort of inject you sort of his own sort of memories and belief. And in it, so the first thing you sort of see is this is a dream of sorts. You can feel it, and you see yourself sort of standing on a podium with something like sort of tied around your neck, and there's a mob of people sort of around. Most of them seem to be humans, and they are chanting out, "Hang the murderer! Hang the murderer! Hang the murderer!" And there's sort of this beside you. There's this person in armor, and he's sort of he's holding like a lever, and they sort of look at what seems to be a magister of sorts, some people, definitely someone on the higher up. They nod, they pull, and below is a drop. The body sort of drops and then tightens, and blackness. Another scene comes up in a very three stone walls cover with a single barred cell. The only clothes that exist are just sort of some loincloth pants. You can see the scars around all on his arms, on his hands, on his chest, just there. And there's a guard sort of passes by and gives him like a small bowl of food, and he says, "Eat it up, murderer." The guard sort of leaves, and sort of looking at the food, and there's sort of this regret. There's in your heart, there's like this regret, but also there's this acceptance feeling. And then it sort of all sort of floods away to what seems to be a wooden post. You tied up to it, and you hear the sounds of the whip on the back. There is pain. It's shooting and continues on and on and on. And there is this sound, the voice of Amryn saying, "Say what you've done wrong, boy. Say what you've caused, and maybe I'll stop." And in front of you, from a distance, sort of like when you look up, there's an entire party there standing, including you. Their heads nodding, like shaking. And then it all sort of floods away, and you're back.
To master oneself is to master the world.
Is that scripture?
It is the core tenet of the Qun. Tyrion, if you wanted to accept a punishment, the consequences of murdering Amryn, then I would commend you for that. I think that would be the right thing to do, not just for you, but for the slaves in Tavinta. You did not see what was happening in there when we left, and I think things have gotten very bad for them.
I know. I've heard. The only reason I'm here at the moment is because of all of you, and because of what's going on now. Until if I would have gone back at that moment, the Russo didn't stop me, and he pulls out the sovereign gold, the coin.
Mm.
If he didn't stop me, I probably would have died anyway. And who knows, a revolution might have started. Some other bloody feud would have gone by.
Or perhaps all of the masters have killed their slaves. That's one way to get rid of slavery.
And the ironic thing is, you may be right.
Either way, I do hope you consider what I say. Let Amryn go. The only one who can break your chains is yourself. No one else.
What happened to Daniel?
He is back.
And you took great risks to bring him back.
I took stupid risks. And I did stupid things.
And yet you did them so.
And I do them again. It's why I will go back to Saharon when this is done. I would do anything for my children. And if that means being reset, then that means being reset.
You know, we may be different in beliefs and philosophy, but sometimes I think we're the same person. Just two people with a belief and an obsession.
I think Pasha, she kind of looks at your coin and she kind of like two sides of the same thing.
May not like it, but it is true.
I'm not denying it.
Yeah, we will soon end. Tyrion he says, I hope you'll be better from now on, Pasha.
Pasha gives him a respectful nod, but then she will.
He offers his hand. Do you?
Shake.